Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Explode Your Expert Business Show. And today I'm here with the one and only Adrian Niculescu. How are you doing, Adrian?
Very well, Simon. How are you?
I am really well, thank you very much. We are here on lockdown while we're recording this episode. And I want to start this almost like a kind of, it seems I'm doing like a lockdown series while I'm doing all these recordings. So what is one thing that you have learned about yourself or your business during this period of lockdown?
Um, I wanted to remember how we've actually met. It was in a London hotel after one of your events,
Mm.
where I was in a self-imposed lockdown because I remained there after a conference until the next morning without sleep to finish a project. So during this lockdown, what I've learned about myself is that everything can be learned through exercise. And actually, the only difference for me right now is that I don't take my kids in and out of school and kindergarten
Mhm.
because in the only also during the peace times, I can stay in a self-imposed lockdown for about a week if I work on something. So I've learned more about discipline, persistence, and resilience, and of course to manage my emotions,
Mm.
not to go crazy about this.
It looks like you already had some training to prepare you for this situation based on the exercise that you do in focus and concentration and working on a project for a long time. So you already it looks like you were prepared for this.
I'm a Gemini, and we are dual human beings. We
Mm,
work on many things in the same time,
right.
and the biggest danger is not to finish stuff. We
Hmm.
start a lot of things and we don't finish them.
Hmm.
So I have to work on myself if I want to finish some stuff, to find a way to do things one by one. And
Yeah.
it's like modeling a raw rock into a diamond. It's a process.
Hmm.
So this is the meaning of lockdown for me, and of course I really hope that as many people to be okay, and also I've learned something else, that the good habits can be also down during the lockdown. For example, today I went to donate blood. It's in the
Hmm.
middle of
Yeah.
pandemic. It's my 19th blood donation. It's a habit I'm doing. It's very good for me, and also, fortunately, this exercise will be able to save 2 or 3 lives in the process, which is priceless.
Absolutely. Thank you for your donations on behalf of all the lives that you're going to save. Now, tell us a bit more about the business that you run.
Basically, I'm involved in a group of companies, and our activity is in real estate brokerage, digital currency, and digital marketing. And when I say digital marketing, I mean consulting and creating and selling digital products,
Hmm.
mostly like courses, software products, plugins, things like that. And 7 years ago, I also restarted something. I have like music in my veins.
Okay.
My first job was a radio DJ,
Hmm.
and I've restarted my own DJ project. And I use some hours of this lockdown to develop something I wanted to do, but didn't have a lot of time before to craft the musical producer side of me, let's
Hmm.
say.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, this is what I'm what I'm doing.
What kind of music are you producing? Any particular style?
I'm at the crossroad between hip hop, electronic music, and the drum and bass.
Oh my God.
Yes, it's a mixture of these three.
You gotta send me your, if you have something on SoundCloud, or if you have
Mhm.
some,
Yes, I have a Mixcloud account, are 2,100 followers there, and
Mhm.
slowly it develops itself into a nice project. The first objective is to go into top 100
Mhm.
DJs and to grow from there. Of
Ah,
course, there are
that's great. I can relate with that. So my business partner is actually a drum and bass DJ. So he runs. We have a share of. He has a share of a label, of a drum and bass label, and he's a drum and bass DJ himself. He does nights. He promotes nights. That is outside the GTeX project. And then myself, I'm a musician playing the didgeridoo. Can see there. I've started actually right now, which I have here, playing the hang drum. I don't know if you know what kind of instrument it is. It's like a metal, looks like a UFO.
yeah. I know that,
That's
and
that's the case
it
of the bad boy here.
it's very it's amazing the sound produced by this instrument.
Mm,
It's
It's so
totally
beautiful.
cool. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so beautiful. And so I'm looking at learning some groovy patterns with some heavy tapping. So because there is the meditative side, which is dun 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 dun, or then you can do like dun 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 dun. So we gotta play together. We gotta do something together when we meet after lockdown. Uh,
Definitely. It's on the
I can
schedule here.
I can give you some sample sound that you can use for your
Yes, please do
yes.
that. It's an amazing instrument. I didn't know that you are involved in this stuff. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I do beatboxing with the didgeridoo. So if someone is listening to the show, check my TEDx talk, "Sleeping with Your Clients," and that's how I actually start my TEDx talk with the didgeridoo. So you can guys go and check it out there. But okay, now we understand more about you. We understand more about your business, about your passions. I know that you're doing, and that's how we connected when we met the first time. You're doing really cool projects about connecting and creating joint ventures. Like one of the best way to grow a business is to find someone that has your audience and partner up, create a partnership with them. So, is there? Well, I would love to talk in this interview more about what creates a great joint venture, because you are involved in connecting people, finding the right audiences to look at. So, if someone wants to start the joint venture process, what are some of the things that they need to consider to make this work?
Joint venture is basically the core concept of what is called joint venture marketing. It's
Hmm.
not like a joint venture when we are talking about companies means that there are two entities coming together
Mm,
and
mm.
sealing one project. Uh, a joint venture is a term in marketing very close to affiliate marketing.
Yes.
But a joint venture partner is not like a simple affiliate starting to promote your product. It's like part of your gang, of your core group of very close people. And during this lockdown period, and this is a very big opportunity, there are two categories of people. There are ones who are binging on TV and
Hmm.
they waste time and they gain a lot of weight. And there are others who are using this time to launch that passion project, to create a book, to create a coaching program, to create a training program. And the problem most are facing is that, let's say they are working on a project, on a book, on a course,
Hmm.
on a program. They have it like more or less ready, but they think they don't have any audience to start with.
Hmm.
And the best way, if you are just starting, and it's a great way when you are growing, is to find a partner having an audience potentially good for what you are selling,
Hmm.
promote that product, service, mentoring, coaching program to the audience um, um, uh, for a commission of the sale, which depends. For digital products, let's say the commission is around 50%, could be 40%, 30%, 60%, is around 50%. And let's say I'm a beginner and I come to you, let's say, with a product. And how do I get your attention, basically?
Yeah.
So this potentially joint venture to be created, right? So the process, it's very simple, but a little bit complicated. So it's not for everybody. So first I have to catch your attention. You receive probably 100 emails a month, at least, for people wanting to promote something to your audience, because if you are selling few emails about their program, they can make a lot of sales because you have credibility. People know, like, and trust you, and they are buying based on your recommendations.
Yes.
So the best way to catch your attention would be first to buy one of your products and to start a discussion with you. You know, it will be very different than somebody with a cold email saying, how are you, Simon? I have this launch. I want to partner up. I will give you 50%.
I
This
don't
will be
care.
the best. So in your mind will be something like that. Okay, what's in it for me? What's in it for the audience? Because if I'm promoting something to my audience, basically I give credit to this product. So it has to be a value element all over. Especially during periods like that, during crisis, people are coming back to the basics, to the essentials.
Yeah.
So especially to start a joint venture during this period, that product should be an essential something to achieve a goal going from point A to point B, not just another training, just another software, just another coaching, you know? You have to sell a result, a tangible result. I don't know, start from zero and have 10,000 subscribers in 3 months.
Yeah.
Or how to sell your first 10,000 books, or how to make $10,000 in 30 days from a Facebook group you are creating today. Things like that, you know, to have ideally a low point of entry from the price point of that product, of course, adapted to the value. Other investments you will have to do to develop that strategy, because there are so many people with their income wiped out. They are at their last, let's say, $1,000 or something. So incredible many people in this situation.
Yeah.
And I did a shift a few years ago to transform myself from a seller to a helper. And if I come to pitch you with a webinar, let's say, to sell my product to your audience, I will have a principle which I recommend to everybody. You will anyway be able to serve very well the people who will buy. Why not also serve very well the people who will not buy? Because I will come to a webinar with a webinar to promote my product to your audience, right? Let's say, hypothetically, 500 people will register for the webinar, 300 people will join live, and let's say 30 people will buy. So I will focus on the delivery for the 30 people who will buy, but also I want to give great value to the people who attend the webinar and don't buy, and also to the people who register to the webinar, receive some automated emails for me as part of my funnel, right? And even if they will not buy, because the majority of people don't buy from you
Yeah, not
now,
immediately. Yeah.
maybe they will buy later.
True.
So the best way is that all these elements, connecting with you, pitching myself to your audience, and all the processes involved in promoting my stuff, to have this value and help element.
Hmm.
Because I said the majority will not buy. Also, maybe if I follow your emails and if I want to get your attention, I will say, Simon, the last 5 emails from you, they entered in spam. There is some problem there.
Hmm.
Look, you have some wrong keywords. I will pitch my expertise to
Hmm.
help you without asking anything in return, at least as the beginning. Of course, I want
Yeah.
to sell my stuff. I want to
Hmm.
promote my stuff, you know? But it's like, if you want to create a joint venture, first you need to create available stuff which will be available for you as an affiliate, as a joint venture partner, also available for your community. Because if I'm creating a crappy product, even if the marketing is okay, we'll have a lot of refunds.
Yeah, no, we don't want that. But I mean, you're definitely hitting some key points. If I'm thinking about the joint ventures that worked the most, I did recently a joint venture, a partnership with a friend of mine. Uh, in one day, we made about £30,000. I think about 40,000, 20,000 each. That was a good day of work.
A good day, a good day.
That was a good day. That was a good day. I'm happy about that working day. And if I'm thinking about how we developed the relationship as well, we've been friends for about 6.5 years. And for about 3 years, I was offering him value. I knew he had a much bigger list and influence than me, and he has. He runs events with like thousands of people all the time, and so I knew that if uh, I wanted to keep building the relationship to show them that I was there to stay. It wasn't just a transactional thing, and I think he actually turned me down for about like at least 20 times. When I asked him, hey, can I speak at your event? Hey, can I speak at your event? And then we keep talking and we keep meeting and so on. Hey, can I speak at your event? No. Hey, no. And then one day I receive a call saying, hey, dude, you're booked. Where? When? For what? I'm running this event in 3 weeks. I decided to put you in. Cool. And so that's a perfect example of what you're talking about, of creating something that you have a long-term relationship with. Is not like a transactional sale. So um so you mentioned as well the fact of creating value for the audience, for the people that buy, for the people that don't buy as well. And then you mentioned adding value up front to start that conversation, to show someone, hey, this is what I can do for you, and to almost build that kind of I owe you something now, because that's what happened. If someone give me something, I want to give something back.
There is there are two, the biggest two human triggers are reciprocity, and the
Mhm.
second one is polarity. And reciprocity is like, when I'm subscribed to your emails, you are giving value all the time, and at a certain moment you are asking for the sale, right? You want to
Mhm.
sell something. So if you add a lot of value to my life, to my business, to what you are putting there, automatically you ignite the reciprocity trigger. So I will come back sooner or later to buy from you.
Mhm.
It's the same with joint ventures. It's something based on relationships. And if you want to build a sustainable relationship, because this is what it's all about, you need to put yourself there first, with the risk of being turned down, with the
Mhm.
risk of giving something and not receiving anything in return. It's a risk.
Mhm.
But you will get a lot of no's, but among those no's, you will start seeing yeses. Is
Mhm.
the it's the law of numbers. And
Mhm.
of course, the second one, the second trigger, which is not necessarily applicable here, is the polarity. When you launch an idea in the market, and
Mhm.
the market will split in people loving your idea and people hating your idea.
Mhm.
And this will make a lot of conversations about what you are selling, and you will get a ton of sales based on that.
Yes.
In this case, reciprocity is the thing you need to not necessarily to be your final aim, but to be part of your strategy, and to be okay that some people will not appreciate what you are offering. Some people will take advantage of you, and it's okay. But among those people, you will be able to create joint ventures. If you follow these ideas, you will find the ideal people to work with. This is the
Mhm.
most important element. You can find all the time one, two JVs to send an email for you, and that's it. But if you follow those principles, slowly you will build relationships and joint ventures with the right people.
That's brilliant. And if I have to, when you talked about the law of polarity, it made me think about Elon Musk, the new truck that they have launched last, I think it was last
Exactly.
year. Oh, that
Exactly.
was a perfect
Perfect
example
example.
of
Perfect.
people saying, "Oh my God, this is the best thing in the world," and people saying, "This is total shit. Like the design is crap," and it created so many conversations. Even the fact that he threw a stone and actually the glass broke, I think that was done on purpose.
It was
So
done
that,
on purpose,
because then
100%.
people were talking about, oh my God, the presentation bombed, because but everyone then was looking at the freaking presentation after. So genius small little things. Let's talk about arranging the joint venture deal. That's the last thing I want to talk about in this interview. When you are, let's say now you get to an agreement and of finding a partner that can promote your product, your services to their audience. What are some of the things to be aware to put in that agreement to make sure it goes well and it doesn't actually create problems or an issue with the relationship?
From from what I saw in practice, there are many joint venture deals, especially the transactional ones, when there are no formal contracts. It is used usually an affiliate platform like ClickBank, a third party, either the affiliate system of ClickFunnels, or has offers, or ClickBank, or JVZoo. So automatically there, the clicks, opt-ins, and sales are tracked by a third party.
Mhm.
Because if somebody has like an internal affiliate system, the first, so I say I'm the product owner, okay? I have my own affiliate system. You generate 100 sales, but I report only 50.
Mhm.
So automatically you will lose 50 commissions. So this is the first thing which can happen. So ideally, you use a third-party platform
Mhm.
trusted by the market and by both parties to track the clicks, the opt-ins, and the conversions, and everything.
Mhm.
The second risk is that usually before promoting my stuff to your list, I will give you what is called review access. I will give you like a free license to my product
Yeah.
to review everything there. And what you can do, of course, not you, my joint venture partner, to say, Adrian, I wanted to help you, but my schedule is tight, or the product doesn't meet my, you are laughing. You know
I
what's
know
next.
what's coming. I know what's coming. I know what's coming.
The quality of your product is not so good for my list, and 2 weeks after, you are launching more or less like the same thing, with a twist in the title, some twist in the copy, with a similar content, because, well, to make a copywriter, copyright claims for courses is a very, very complicated thing.
Yes.
And by the way, one thing I found out, you can't file a copyright claim for the title of a book. So if you, there's a recent book written by Russell Brunson, Traffic Secrets.
Yeah.
And so many affiliates, when this book was launched, said, there is a book by John Rees with the same title, Traffic Secrets. So if you or me, if we launch another book called Traffic Secrets in the next 30 days, it will be okay.
Yeah.
So this is the second risk. So first is related to not reporting the sales. Second is to
the risk of copying, that someone can copy that.
Yes. And let's say if I don't know, the partners sometimes they share lists from certain promotions. There is another risk of leaking the client's data to other third parties. So if I run a webinar for you, I will use the same example as before. I will have, let's say, 5 people registered. So they will be registered in my system. I will have access to them. 300 of them will be live to the webinar, and let's say 30 will buy. The risk is, let's say, those 500 people automatically from your trusted audience will come to my list. The risk is 1 week after our promotion, I will send to this list like a campaign to disqualify you from this market, or I will create a similar product 50% cheaper than your main product, basically, also to destroy your positioning in the market. So these are very bad things I saw happening.
Yeah.
And one thing who also happened to me in 2012, so about 8 years ago, it was that I had an affiliate for a product. It was not necessarily a joint venture partner. It was a guy from an affiliate network, basically like a regular affiliate. He promoted, it was a software for about $60 or something. And he had buyers with stolen credit cards, basically. So he did like 60 sales or something like that. And he took away the commission, 50%. And 6 months after, in 1 week, came chargebacks for all the 60 sales.
Wow.
So, yeah. And this guy basically took away the 50% commission, closed the account. So I had to reimburse all the value because there was chargebacks from the bank based on fraud measures.
This is insane. I'm thinking about what like, you know, there's just some of the things that some people with a lack of headache, and I think that also comes down to, you know, go get to know who you're going in bed with, get to know the person you're going to deal with when you're creating a partnership, when you're creating a joint venture. It might take you a bit longer to find that person or to build that relationship, but it will pay off, because if you do your research, you know that you're going to be working with people that have your back, where you have a long-term relationship. Like, for example, one of the things that we do with all our affiliates is that they have, we have a share agreement for that they get a percentage. It might not be 50% if it's not the same, but they get a percentage of any sale that comes from the client that they've introduced for the rest of their life. So it's something that some people will say, oh, well, but are you not losing a lot of money by doing that? but I care more about the long-term relationship, and I care more about that person that keeps sending me people than having just a one-off transaction in that way. So it is important that whatever joint venture agreements you do, as Adrian mentioned, there are some very nasty stuff that can happen. Um, get to know the people that you're dealing with, do your due diligence, and then of course you can't I did a joint venture with someone that owes me quite a bit of money, and I thought he was a good person, and we've been knowing them for years, so nothing is certain, nothing is fixed.
Correct, correct.
But you can limit the amount of time that can happen to you.
Yeah. You need to do your own due diligence, and even if let's say it's like it's called framing. Let's say that we are having this conversation now. If I was introduced yesterday by a guy saying, okay, you need to speak with Adrian, he's a very good guy, you start the conversation in a certain mindset. But if another person, you said, don't even talk with that guy, he's a scammer, we will have the same interview, but at the beginning of the interview we'll say, okay, is for real this guy? Like that.
Yeah,
it
true.
it will be something very different. So automatically, when you are promoting somebody to your own community, you are doing this framing stuff, because you are introducing that person and their product, putting your heart and soul there, you know. Of course, you can't guarantee for everybody, but at least to do your due diligence.
Yeah,
you
owe it to your community, you owe it to your list, you owe it to the clients that are going to buy from that person. And in that way you can still keep a great reputation with your list, can give them things that you know they're going to help them, whether you're doing just a joint venture affiliate for your list or for others. Then so Adrian, it's been an incredible interview, very jam-packed of strategies, tools, and ways which we can make this happen. Before we wrap up, it's time to go and lift the veil. Now, I'm not asking you to take off your shirt. Don't worry about that. But
I could do that, but
I know you would not have any problem. But that's not this kind of show. That's not that kind of show, Adrian. That happens after midnight. That's.
I have to pop up my video chat, but it's like it's I know it's a certain amount per minute, so
we're going to launch the Expose Your Expert Business show. That's what we're going to launch. But we are still in Explode Your Expert Business show. So is there a particular tool, strategy, app, way of being, something that you've discovered recently that is worth sharing with everyone listening now?
There is something, you know what is said, that when you want to grow, ideally you need to grow on all levels. And let's say during my childhood, I had asthma for about 11 years. So it was pretty bad. So when I'm hearing about this virus creating respiratory insufficiency, if it's called like that, I can relate somehow. And after going in 2014 to Unleash the Power Within with Anthony Robbins and Walking on Fire, I've set myself as a goal to run a marathon. Which for a guy after many years of asthma, it was something like mission impossible. I did that in 1 year, basically training on the street without any strategy, without anything. And since then, I've run 3 marathons. It can be a lot for some people because only 1% of the people ever finished a marathon. But among my friends on Facebook, some people are running 200 kilometers, are running for 24 hours. I go into Ironman. So when I'm saying, okay, I'm running a marathon, it's like, okay, so what?
Sure. That's my warm. That's my warm up.
It's a warm up. So by doing that, I've worked a lot with myself, with my mindset, and I said, okay, but I want to have six-pack abs. This is the next the
Mhm.
next goal, and the marathon doesn't help. So I said, okay, I need to go to the gym. I need to find a strategy, and I found, and this is something which can be done from home. The exercise is called intervals,
Mhm.
cardiovascular intervals, where you work for 30 minutes like crazy in batches of I'm doing an exercise 60 seconds and the rest for 30 seconds, something like
Mhm.
that. Is extremely powerful.
Mm.
You can do this, I said, without leaving a room. You need just two square meters, something like that. You don't
Yeah.
need more than that. It's pretty cool. You can, the strategy is called D25 Workout, and you
Mhm.
can find free, absolutely great videos on YouTube.
Mhm.
Just that you need a discipline to do it. And the best way is to do this in the morning, because I've worked in the last, I don't know, maybe 5 6 years to have a morning routine where I wake up early, I do exercise, I do meditation, um, um, because basically I can live without
Yeah.
meditation. And I found this to be very valuable to develop your body and to get the blood flowing nice
Mhm.
into your body. So I highly recommend this. I've found out about it, I believe, in January, at the beginning of January, just before the lockdown.
Yeah.
And I'm using this strategy consistently. So hopefully by summer, when I will take my shirt off,
For the lifting the veil, for the next part of the.
yeah, for the second part of lifting the veil.
Oh man, crazy. I love that. Well, okay, so D25 high intensity workout. Check it out. Very powerful. I'm doing something similar myself. Not this one in particular, but yeah, it helps a lot. Like see me and my wife, you can see the space behind me. I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you can go on YouTube or you can go on the website and check it out, the space. But that's where we are. That's where we both work out, and it's just something great to keep your body active. In particular, if you're spending a lot of time at home right now, um, and so D25 workout. Check the videos on YouTube. Now, Adrian, it has been a fantastic interview. Thank you for your flexibility and rearranging it
Thank you
as
for
well.
having me.
I loved it. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure that everyone that listened really can take away something practical that they can do to build partnerships. I definitely have a few ideas that I didn't have before, which I'm going to implement. So if someone wants to reach out to you and if someone wants to work with you or follow you, where are the best places?
I'm very active on LinkedIn, and you can search Adrian Niculescu there. And as I understood, you will also publish my the link to my blog,
Mhm.
adrianniculescu.com. And I have a website for the speaking engagements, is adrianniculesculive.uk.
Mhm.
And also I did something at the beginning of this very crazy period, and I want to continue doing that. I said, okay, if will be like 2 3 months of lockdown, I want to help at least 200 entrepreneurs, and it will become an evergreen thing
Mhm.
with free, no pitch, 30-minute calls, because there are so many people with their business or income wiped out,
Mhm.
and some of them, they still have what I'm calling hidden assets, and they need somebody from outside to to help them to see those assets,
Mhm.
um, or even, I don't know, to give hope, or to help somebody not to pursue a dark path which can go towards suicide or a disease.
Hmm.
We see so many successful people committing suicide. I've been there many times in very, very dark moments, and somehow I saw a light, and I found a way not to pursue that direction. So I'm doing these free calls from time to time. It will be a Calendly link, so you can see a spot and you can book a call. I will not sell anything into those calls. Just I will try to give as much value. This is one thing I'm also doing as a mentor in Virgin Startups program, where I work with a new company founder to help him through this program. I
Yeah.
also work with Faster Capital, and I mentored about 30 startups until now. And it's a way for me to give back to the community, also to connect with new and awesome people. As we've connected during that
Hmm.
evening in
Yeah.
Washington Hotel in London, where I was on self-imposed
As well.
lockdown. So
Adrian, thank you very much for the show, for being here today. Make sure you connect with Adrian, book the call with him. All the links are in the show notes, so you can scroll down and find them, and find everything. You can find as well the transcript of the interview on our blogs and website, so make sure you check it out. It's going to be there. And Adrian, again, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here on the show.
you're welcome. Thank you very much. And don't forget to send me the samples to do something with them. The
Okay,
sound samples.
I'll work on it. I'll get it. I'll send it to you. Um, Guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, there is one big favor I'm going to ask you. If you want to keep supporting, please leave a review. The reviews are helping us expand our reach, having more people listening to the show. Therefore, we're going to have even more amazing guests. So if you like the show, you believe in this project, then this is something you're doing for you. So leave us a review. Let us know what you think. And in particular, let us know what is something specific that you took away from this episode. Do it right now that is fresh, because it's really good for Adrian as well to see the impact that he's doing by having this interview. It's really good for me to understand what are the things that you like that I can give you more of. And also it's really good for my ego. I really appreciate a good review. So it's a win-win-win. Again, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. And always remember that together we grow exponentially. Ciao.